Hey guys, I'm Nish. I'm the proud owner of a 1 of 25 RS6 Tribute in Nogaro Blue. First off, I want to thank Unitronic and Eurotuning for getting me the intake right before the Treffin, which was up in Poconos, so I could make it. The special thing about the intake was it's a matching blue Kevlar carbon fiber to the Nogaro Blue. As I'm sure you've noticed, blue is my favorite color, so really happy about that. From the install perspective, I think it was really simple. The instructions were really easy. John and the team, Jeremy and the team there, Mark reached out and said, you know, here's how the steps are to replace the OEM intake. And it took about an hour, hour and a half for Audi to install the intake, which was really simple. So impressions, I would divide that into three. Sort of the initial impression when we did the unboxing at Eurotuning. Didn't know what to expect, but I think when we started unboxing the different pieces, my first reaction was just wow. The build quality, the fit and finish, the different pieces that came with the intake, just all the attention to detail, from the initial piece that you have, the shroud, where you open up the hood, to the actual intake, the connecting pieces, the rubber pieces, just everything was thought through. So initial impressions just blew me out of the water. Then we got an opportunity to use the car for a few days. So really, I live in a really quiet neighborhood in South Tampa, so I could hear the growl of the engine, the intake. And then lastly, we had an opportunity to take this car for a long road trip, a family road trip up to Pennsylvania. So 6 days, 9 states, including the tail of the dragon. I can tell you that the intake was just amazing, beat all our expectations. My wife, who's not really a car person, was like, wow, can we roll the windows down and hear the intake and the growl? So overall, really happy with the Unitronic intake. About the Treffin, right? So Northeast RS6 Treffin, if you look up online, on Instagram, I think it's NERS6T, organized by a dear friend of mine, Ray Reyes, who also works with Audi Club. The goal of that was to get all the RS6 owners as a community to see how many RS6 owners we could get together in Poconos at the Pocono Raceways. I think the highlight of the event was a lot of folks are looking to make their cars even more special. Like all of us RS6 owners, we're always trying to look for what's that edge, right? How can we make our cars different? How should it have come from the factory? So a lot of my friends were interested in the Unitronic intake, considering the roadmap of the Unitronic program that is with the tune, the intake. So a lot of them, first impressions were wow, just the fit and finish. Some of them actually took my car out and they started comparing sort of the, launching the car versus another tune versus stock. And I can say, most of them, we as consumers have choices between other intake providers versus Unitronic, and I believe a lot of them are going to be moving to Unitronic once it's commercially available, I believe sometime in the August timeframe. So the relationship with Unitronic, where it was and what's the future. Have built a good relationship with John Staffy from Unitronic, and when I was looking, typically we do not tune our cars. We like to have them as stock or OEM plus. But in speaking to John, I had this laundry list of questions in terms of what does the tune do? What kind of impact does it have to the power as well as the engine? What are some of the risks and how does Unitronic work to mitigate the risks? So after that vetting process, really I was comfortable with working with Unitronic, and also what I realized was they had not just built the tune in a vacuum, but it was just one part of the building block approach of the entire roadmap for this platform. So the first step was work with John to flash tune this car. So I believe it went from 591 horsepower to, I haven't dynoed the car, but I believe it's 700 plus. The tune is just a really smooth power delivery, really good mid-range. It's not one of those tunes, I'm not a bubble and pop kind of guy, but the way the car has been built, we like OEM plus. So it really fits very well with the program. The next step in the roadmap was the intake. So signed the dotted line. I told John and Mark and Jeremy from Unitronic, when you have the intake or the next step in the program, please include me. So they were kind enough to send us the intake a couple of weeks back, which is now in the car, and I think it really goes well with the tune. I think the power delivery is really smooth. I can feel there's not a lot of jerkiness, and I just like the mid-range. So the real test for this car was we took it up for a road trip from Tampa all the way to Pennsylvania and back, and we could just feel the smooth power delivery. When I wanted the car to run like a Cadillac in comfort, great. When we had to overtake a car or really send it at the Pocono Raceway, the car just ran amazing. So this is the second step of the overall sort of roadmap, the plan with Unitronic, and looking forward to the next step as we move forward with them, with Unitronic and with Euro Tuning.